At first, I just wanted a summary of Spinoza's Ethics. Something simple, clear, easy to grasp. But as I started reading, I suddenly found myself deep in Plato's ideas, Aristotle's counter-arguments, Descartes' definition of God, and the question of where the human mind even begins. Somewhere along the way, I realized my real question was something else. With all the answers we've been given about freedom, choice, morality, will, and meaning, why are we still not convinced? This video isn't a lecture. It's the unfolding of a path, a trail of thoughts, each one leading deeper, starting from one question and ending with many more. Let's go all the way back. Imagine the earliest single cell formed by accident, by chemistry, by chaos. It had no brain, no mind, no thoughts. It simply reacted, pushed by forces, pulled by physics. No one would call that free will. Then came more structure, more cells, more competition. Creatures began to move. Some had simple brains, still nothing like what we call choice, just instinct. But over time, some creatures began to notice patterns, that if they did one thing, one result followed. Do something else, another outcome. That's when something shifted. Not magic, not a soul, just the mind recognizing possibility. Free will didn't drop from the sky. It was carved over millions of years from struggle, memory, and need. And yet even now, when I think, when I choose, is it me choosing? Or is it just my body, my brain, doing what it's wired to do? Picture a group of early humans living together in a forest. One of them falls from a tree and breaks a leg. What happens next? The group helps. Not because of a moral code, but because experience taught them. Helping others helps the group survive. That was the beginning of ethics, not from heaven, not from gods, but from pain, memory, and learning. But not all ethics are good. Imagine someone in that same group finds honey. It's delicious. They share it at first, then quietly they start taking more for themselves. Not because they're evil, just because their brain sees a reward and goes after it. They haven't yet learned what this behavior does, to themselves, to others, to the balance. So yes, bad behavior can come from ignorance, not malice. And as awareness grows, so does responsibility. When you know what your actions cause, when you see the bigger picture, then yes, you're accountable. Not because a law says so, but because you now understand. I've always wondered why people treat the self like a mystery, a floating soul, a magical essence. To me, the self begins with the body. If that first fertilized cell never formed, there would be no me to question, to think, or to feel. So yes, before you can ask who am I, you need a what? A physical, living structure. And once you have that, a name, memories, preferences, location, you can begin to distinguish yourself from the rest. But even then, there's more than one you. There's the public self, the one who speaks, plays a role, adapts, and then there's the hidden one, the one that doesn't always speak, the one only you recognize. That's the real ID, not a title, not a face, but a quiet continuity of experience, only visible from the inside. Is meaning possible in a godless, structureless universe? That question haunts people. But maybe it's not the universe that's the problem. Maybe it's our expectation that it should have meaning. I don't know where the universe came from. I don't know if anything existed before the beginning. But I do know this. I was born. I didn't choose to be. I learned, I loved, I struggled, I asked, and someday I'll die. Billions before me lived in pain or peace, in greatness or simplicity. Was their life meaningless? I don't think so. They were each a link in a chain, the chain of life. And maybe that's what meaning is, not glory, not reward, but continuation. I'm here, I breathe, I think, and maybe, just maybe, I leave something behind, a word, a change, a connection. That might be enough. So why haven't thousands of answers convinced us? Maybe because we were never meant to be convinced. Maybe the questions matter more than the conclusions. This isn't about truth with a capital T. It's about following the threads, backward into time, inward into thought, and forward into the next breath. So let me ask again, are you convinced? Or are you, like me, still listening?